Let's move on. This is a cracking game, this. Saints -7 opened up 6.5. 5 dimes and bookmaker go 109 on the 6 and the hook. At the Falcons, the total's 48.5. And Heritage are hanging their hat on their own at 105. I like the Saints here, Donnie. After what I saw from the Falcons last week, I actually went with them. I thought that they were back. I thought they were the real deal. They're a hard team to cap.
No, you're right. And you're looking at this football game again. Thursday night team on the road. This one will be at night, one of those NFL swing games where we always get to see Dallas. We always get to see Detroit. But in this game, you think New Orleans got their mojo back. But when you take a look at that football game, I mean, that last drive could have been a little bit more convincing by the Carolina Panthers in a dome, missing like a 25, 26-yard field goal, which really would have put the pressure on New Orleans. You want to say they're back because they played well the week previous in Tampa Bay. And then you take a look at Atlanta. They had those 2 games back-to-back. But we thought coming into this game, you know what? Which Atlanta Falcons team are we really going to get? And you actually got the Falcons team of the first half of the season as opposed to the previous few games. Touchdown, I mean, 5 opens up at 5 or 6.5, still staying at 6.5 in that range. Over under at 48. Julio Jones banged up. Looks like he's going to go in this game. I'll tell you, these are tough games on this Thursday card on Thanksgiving to lean towards because I don't think the Atlanta Falcons can win this football game. I think the New Orleans Saints are the better side. So if I'm going to take this football game, I still would be leaning towards New Orleans in this game, winning by margin of 7 points or more. I think they're overall the better football team. I think they're going to play better defense. I think Drew Brees, again, going outdoors is always going to hamper him, but he's going to another dome. So I'm going to lean towards New Orleans in this game. I think they can win by 7. I think the real Atlanta showed back up last week, Flash, and I think they get the winning cover for the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, well, I look at Atlanta and I think to myself, you are the biggest homers maybe outside of the Colts, and now you're going to come in up against the Saints. And the Saints last week absolutely cruising against the Panthers, took their foot off the gas, and then only just got over the line. Are you happy to lay the 7?
No. This is a spooky one. The only thing going for the Saints motivationally is they can clinch the NFC South with a win. I don't think that they match up well with this new constructed defense for the Falcons at all. The Falcons came out of their bye, played the Saints, and just utterly shut them out. And a lot of that was because they healed up some of their issues with some of the short, medium, the way that they were covering the passing game in that part of the field. That's really the only place right now where Drew Brees can attack you. That's really the only way that they can hurt you. And Drew Brees and the Saints are coming in with loads of injuries. Now, not only have you lost your all-pro guard, Andres Pete, you've lost now Teron Armstead, your tackle. Grady Jarrett blew up your offensive line in the first meeting, completely disrupted your offense. You only scored 9 points against this team. If Drew Brees could throw effectively down the field 20 yards on, throw some precision passes, if his arm was live at all, then I would be laying the points here with the Saints in a heartbeat. But I think this matches up pretty well for the Falcons to come out and put up another solid defensive effort and keep the Saints in check offensively, which means that, this entire game comes down to how many points can the Saints limit the Falcons to. And while I think that the Saints D is better than what we saw last week against the Panthers, I still am concerned about Lattimore not being 100%. And then some of the injuries that have befallen that unit are a little spooky. So I think the Saints get a win here, but I think it's a pretty tight contest. I'm capping this one about 23-20 to the Saints. And I think that the Falcons and the under are pretty decent looks, although I'm probably going to stay away from this one.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a bigger under when you're looking at 48 and a hook and you're looking around the 43. It gives you a bit of a margin. I just can't believe the way that Jameis Winston did as he liked through 2 interceptions, invited the Falcons to go away. And then after that, he took them to school, he took their packed lunch and he ate it in front of them. It was embarrassing from the Falcons, and I'm talking from the heart. But I'm also talking from the pocket because I thought the Falcons were okay this weekend and I had a piece of them, and I had to sit next to Jimmy, who was on a 7-0 stretch, and he was more than gracious in victory, let's say.